Hello, my name is Flagan Wade. I'm a student currently enrolled in Full Sail University's Master in Media Design program. I really enjoyed participating in this month's class, Defining Client Needs. It really challenged me as a student and enlightened me as a designer. It opened my eyes to new ways of thinking as it pertains to identifying client needs and understanding client needs. It also discussed how to explain the creative process to a client. The three most important things that I learned during this course are: 1. Trying to identify and relate to a client before trying to solve their problems. This was one of the key points that the late Hillman Curtis brought to my attention. By doing this, you are able to explain the concept behind your design clearly and more confidently. Using the same methods on every client doesn't work and isn't how design should be done. 2. When presenting, it is key that the audience understand the method you use to come to your conclusion. This suggestion was brought up by Morgan Chase. Her suggested method of presentation is one that I plan to implement in all of my future presentations. Due to the fact that your audience will usually be business people, and it would be easier for them to process information involving numbers. In these cases, a quantitative research method should be used to aid in the demonstration. 3. Individualizing the target audience. This is another excellent idea I picked up from Morgan Chase and her team. Not looking at the audience as a mass of individuals, but targeting one person whose interest fits the description. This concept is based on the fact that if you can appeal to the perfect individual, you can successfully appeal to multiple variants of that person. This is quite brilliant, and I honestly look forward to trying this myself. The three sectors that have sparked my interest for my thesis are: 1. Industrial fashion design electronics subcategory Nintendo. 2. Industrial and fashion design subcategory electronics subcategory Dell. 3. Industrial and fashion design clothing subcategory added clothing. Industrial and fashion design subcategory electronics subcategory gaming. Gaming and video games in general are becoming quickly one of the world's favorite pastimes. Being in its infancy and now socially accepted, it would be a shame to lose out on one of the founding companies, as we did with the late Sega many years ago. There aren't many options left for gamers, so we need all the variety we can get. The top 4 companies and the only 4 resources for gaming are Xbox, which is supported by Microsoft, PlayStation, which is supported by Sony, Nintendo, who has no supporters, and then personal computers are the alternative and are quickly gaining popularity. For my next sector, I chose computers, both for personal and office use. With the constant pace of new technologies, computers are getting faster and smaller. They are available to almost everyone, and most homes usually have a minimum of 2. Companies aren't as worried about the availability of machines anymore, despite the frequent rate of employee misuse. Currently, they're more concerned about the effectiveness of the machine. Respectively, the top 4 major competitors in this sector are Apple, the industry leader, followed by Hewlett-Packard, Lenovo, and Acer. Fashion allows us to express ourselves as individuals. People put a lot of thought into their appearance because it helps reflect who they are. For this reason, I chose my final sector as industrial fashion design clothing. The specific target market is urban clothing. The major retailers of urban clothing are Macy's, Urban Outfitters, Express, and Zara. These companies all sell various styles of clothing that appeal to major urban areas. For my thesis, I've decided to pursue Nintendo, which is in the category of industrial and fashion design, subcategory electronics. The problem that gaming companies face is the constant influx of new technologies. Unlike personal computers, the consoles cannot be upgraded, and when produced, usually have a shelf life of over 10 years. With such a long shelf life, the consumer has a relatively long time to reflect on the quality of the device and the amount of enjoyment the device can produce compared to other devices. If I were to brand or rebrand a company in this sector, I would try to identify electronic trends, leave space for upgrades and add-ons using the newer technologies. In addition, I would also reduce the price and shorten the shelf life so that new products with new features can be introduced to the market faster. There are several issues surrounding Nintendo as a company, But as I have learned this month, there needs to be a relationship formed between client and the designer before any problems can be discussed and then tackled. The way that I would do this is by emphasizing my status as an experienced gamer who has matriculated through all the consoles and all the companies in this sector. The client needs to feel that I, as a designer, have their best interests in mind because not only do I have research that can support my suggestions, but I also have years of hands-on experience in this area. My final key point would be to appeal not to a target market, but a target person. This concept is based on the fact that if we could appeal to the perfect individual, other variances of the individual will also be drawn to our products because of the personalized message being sent. This perfect individual will be selected from the surveys in the quantitative research portion. Once the individual is selected, their needs and concerns will be addressed. Products integrating these amendments will be produced as means to appeal to this perfect individual. With these 3 key points, I believe that my thesis will be successful.